Hi, it's Eve Evangeline Einstein in New York City. Mentioning clues to you about her story. We know history. This is a plan for the apes. Greats, dates, waits, mates, procreates, before it's too late. Eve comes and states, we have come to worship. Consciousness, you, me, consciousness, ordered nature secrets, see, fun, under the sun, northeast, which is New York City. See who Savior saved. Okay. Song, we have come to worship. At the camp meeting, Southeastern University singers. When the man of the house drops to his knees, uses his hands, fingertips, to tickle his wife's clit until she comes, he's worthy to be praised. They say that, worthy to be praised. They say that on that song video. Great video. Oh, so much energy. YouTube, at the YouTube Psalm 65536 channel. And then there's another song, the Southeastern University Singers. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Yeah, that's another great video. Tesla, Tester, Nestor, blessed her. Linda Nestor had photos of her son and her on her door and walls here at St. Francis of Assisi when I got here 2 years ago. I did the same. I had done that in Stevie Wonder's townhouse when I lived there, and as a woman's shelter when I lived there until they told me to take them down. This is a plane of duality, male, female. Who man you? Who man you? Human you. Male animal will energy, masculine principle, protect, serve the wife. The female, feeling energy Eve, male will energy. Okay, the male uses Eve's energy to energize his will. Okay, and then he makes things happen with his will. The feminine principle, feel energy, communicate. Order of energy to husband. Heaven, you see, Babaji. That's Jesus Christ, Gurinder Singh. Enter, dawn of day and night and invisible light, blind sight. Everybody has light to do what's right, talk and share. Logs shows the way to be okay. Oh, that's logos. I didn't spell that right. Logos shows the way to be okay. Logos is reasoning, logical thinking. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. That word that they're talking about is Greek for logos. And like I said, logos means reasoning. Okay, to make logos shows the way to be okay. Okay, decoded. Order, king, AI, 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 AI. Okay. What else? Mainstream enclosed you. Eve's behind-the-scenes energy shaped America. His Holiness Param Saint Satguru Maharaji Charan Singh said, "You can never repay your mother." Swamiji's Seth's wife became his mother this life, named Melanie L. Spear. Swamiji was the founder of the Dara. He meditated there 17 years, getting rid of the bad spirits. The neighbors said the place was haunted. They wouldn't even go there. And he purified it. And now it's a thriving township in the Punjab, Beas, India. Lucifer, Sawan Singh, tried to get Michelle to abort Melanie. So did her friend Linda Llewellyn, who had been Mary Queen of Scots, who was beheaded for betraying Michelle when she was Elizabeth the Virgin Queen of England. So you see what happened? Swamiji started the Dara. The 5 saints, I think it was, took care of the spiritual needs of people at the Dara. And if I was married to Lucifer, Sawan Singh, had I listened to him and killed Melanie, Swamiji's mother, there would be no Swamiji. There would be no Dara. You understand? You have to do the right thing, even if your husband and your best friend are telling you to do the wrong thing. After he grew up, we're talking about Charan Singh. He was a perfect living master at the Dara also during his time. After Charan Singh grew up, his mother, she let great master take him, her father, take him from her at age 5 to the Dara, where he had little Charan Singh perform oral sex on him. After Charan Singh grew up and became a master, worshipped by millions of people, he'd have lunch with his mother. Every day that he was in India. In other words, no hard feelings against his mother for letting Sawan Singh take him from her. Song, Gethsemane. Get the seaman energy. I only wanted to say Ted Neely is singing the song from Jesus Christ Superstar. Charan Singh was Jesus Christ. Okay, what is this in here? My mother said you had to read between the lines, and that's what I'm trying to do. Became a master worshiper. I read that. Okay, Charan Singh. Okay, what's this? Sawan Singh couldn't pee, couldn't urinate for 6 months. Can you imagine not being able to urinate for 6 months? Now, he's the one that had Charan Singh suck his dick. Eve was his wife, was Sawan Singh's wife. And Sawan Singh is Lucifer. Keep your enemies close to you. Charan Singh said he'd give his life if he could see his master in the physical again. His master was Sawan Singh. No hard feelings against Sawan Singh either. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Charan Singh fell in love. From his feet he entered his whole body into Govinda Singh, losing his identity. I was losing his identity, becoming another person. Govinda Singh thereby making Govinda Jesus. Song we have come to worship. Southeastern University singers. I was to see this occurring during meditation. That is, I was to see Charan Singh entering his body, feet first, into Gurinder Singh from the head. It was amazing, yet it felt normal, so I didn't freak out seeing this. A member of the Journey Church, Heather, a mother whose young son told her, "Oh, look, Mom, there's a ball in the sky," told me once I was being shy to speak about the startling new revelations I was having in my head, receiving in my head and in my writing. Heather said to me, out of the blue, the messenger angel of God, Gabriel, out of the blue, he didn't give you all that information just for yourself, just for you. He didn't give that just for you. That's what she said. Money doesn't matter when it comes to love. You don't need money to fall down on your knees and serve your wife. Tickle her clitoris for a while, then whip it carefully, ever so gently, into a frenzy so she can die just for a moment. Mom, men, true. The father, the son, wants talk and share. Wants her to have a break, a wife, to have a break from having to pay attention to her family members' lives, giving them critical advice if they want to succeed in life. The semen, sperm, is life, which develops into a conscious being. Contraception is stopping life, a wife or a husband. Haven't you see Baba enter daughter? Haven't you see Babaji enter daughter? W-I-C, this is woman. W-I-C, example of pleasant feeling, energy. Okay, people who sticks are stuck in the oral stage, breastfeeding. A teat is for the baby to eat. The order, energy of Govinda's baby, Arya Elizabeth Michelle. Okay, that's what to eat means. The order, her record daughter, her evening energy for Govinda's baby, Arya Elizabeth Michelle. That's like crossing yourself. For Govinda's baby, Arya Elizabeth Michelle. I got word a few days ago, instead of 74 on paper, I've reversed my age to 49. 49 appears here. Oh, it's so much magic when you start dealing with God at a certain level, at a higher level. Okay, video. Django Unchained trailer. Song, Ted Neely. Okay, Vengeance Decoded. Let's see, Life, Liberty, Vengeance. That's what it says in this movie, Django. Vengeance Decoded. Vice, enmity. Nancy Gross, enemy. Nancy, a North Carolina energy. That's the story I told in the previous video where I went to North Carolina to see Govinda Singh Jesus Christ because I had a relationship with him in my head for over a year and I wanted to physicalize it. And then I wanted to hug my friends because I'd been homeless and I needed some love, some affection, and I had no doubt that I would get it there. They'd be glad to see me and they would see, that I'd had a hard time and they would embrace me. Well, they ignored me and Nancy asked me if I had bathed good. So I'm an empath. I feel the feelings of other people. So when she said that, I felt her feelings of doubt. So then I was doubting that I was clean. Although I had just washed up, I stood in line to be able to wash up at the facility there in North Carolina. So when Manira came over and said, Babaji said whoever came in on the bus can sit up front. So she didn't say it to me. She wasn't saying anything to me. She wasn't looking at me. She was saying it to Nancy. So when she left, I said to Nancy, do you think we should try to sit up front? So Nancy asked the Salvador, Linda Zitelli, and Linda just looked at her like she was blank-minded. She didn't know what to say. So because Nancy gave me doubts that I smelled good, I didn't want to be close to Babaji physically. I was content just to look at him. I didn't want to offend him. See, that's a drawback to being a highly sensitive person, which is what I am, that I feel other people's feelings, If I just felt my own feelings, I would have said, of course I'm clean. I just washed, But anyway, I didn't get to sit up close to see Babaji, but I still had an amazing experience. And he married me and gave me a baby. So, Nancy, the worst Satsangi, his terrible swift sword, his truth is marching on. Nancy posed as a friend to Eve to humiliate her publicly. Nancy, destroyed spirituality. Babaji closed the ocean of bliss. He was going to take his disciples back there for everlasting bliss. He closed it, locked it. They can't go. They have to stay on the earth. And now they can have heaven here if they obey him. And, So, this is Nancy again. Fake Jew, fake disciple, fake friend, back to begin again, come round the mountain, all of them, including Karen and Fountain, Linda Zitelli, Roy Thomas and daughter, Daffy Nathanson, Manira Smith, Suzanne Kissing. These are all the people, Satsangis, who are supposed to be more evolved than the rest of the people. They are going to go back to being calm again. The first stage of life is the semen, the sperm, the calm. That's the first stage of life. Okay, so YouTube Movies channel, this is Django Unchained. The African slaves were the original Jews, the chosen people. But they kept breaking God's laws, actually killing the one who came to save them. Through him, men fighting to see each which one become, first letter, a man. Men at sea come, conscious come, or a woman, So men and women are conscious come, okay? Letter double, U, O-U-G, ought, women are the oughtas. You ought to do this and you ought to do that. Only Govinda Singh said, ladies, let us think it's our idea sometime. So don't just boss the people and say you ought to do this and you ought to do that. Think of ways for them to think it's their idea, because we want them to have their own will. We want them to choose to do what they ought to do. But we're the one with the vision to know what they ought to do. Okay. Human, Kaman, killed, fulfilled man, made feel real man, gave a thrill man, fart, part of the deal man, F art, tar rat, P art, P rat. Okay. Autumn comes. August leaves. Autumn leaves. Autumn leaves leave. Bumblebees in the sun when summer comes. Until hot fun is done. Spring back, the clock has won. The sun is the clock. Daylight savings time is a crazy concept to establish. Okay, how am I doing? This is rich, huh? Okay, what do we got here? Sperm decoded. She presents Eve energy, her ram. A ram is an uncastrated sheep. My sheep know my whistle, said Charan Singh. His way of telling us we're advanced beyond the beginning stage of life. Come, we are sheep. Will is example of pleasure. Feel energy. To come is to feel energy. To become is to feel energy as well, consciousness. Each person is example of somebody's having felt sexual pleasure. She feels soothed as the stick is occupying her empty hole, and when he comes in her, he feels sexual pleasure, possibly creating new life, which makes life worthwhile. Both states. She throws away her life, self-sacrifice, for the benefit of others, her children, her husband, neighbors. Her husband has to protect her from giving away everything. Govinda Singh is everything. Eve, her I. True. Hing is Indian spice. Govinda Singh. I was also Indian spice. Guru Nanak, Tulsi Sahib, Great Master's long-suffering wife, grandmother of Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, great aunt of Govinda Singh, Pran Kumar Sharma, Walt Disney of India, Walt Disney Pleasure of America, Venus the evening star, star of the biggest star, the sun, the father of my unborn child, Giancarlo Arturo. Carlo, to the ground. Carlo to the ground. It's safer if the driver is well trained and sober than the airplane. A1, her present land energy. Lois Lane. I was Lois Lane in past life. Will order is example of pleasure. Greenwood. Lee Greenwood sings God Bless the USA, and what a fantastic version. If you look at the 2003, I think it is, World Series, where he sings that song, it's so inspiring. It's wonderful. Greenwood borders Clarksville, Tennessee, my hometown. True friendly neighbors, good people, honest people. I met there another dad playing ball with his other son and making friends in their new neighborhood. I worked as a maid for Mary Milan, so my little boy sing birdsong, Jesus Christ projected, could play with Mary Milan's good little boy Cliff, the White Cliffs of Dover. That was a TV show, a movie. They drove her, Eve, by 10th Street Park. Cliff was censored. He was not allowed to say, that's a colored park. But see, I didn't see anything wrong with him saying that's a colored park because it was the truth. You know, for me, I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say as long as it's true. That's free speech. That's what the United States is supposed to be based on in the Bill of Rights. Because of censorship, people don't know their place in the scheme of things. Example, the killers of Jesus Christ, the original Jews, the masters of blacks are under a curse, under punishment for killing Christ. Let his blood be upon us and on our children, they said. Yet they are treated as if they are Christ, because part of their punishment was to go back into slavery, since they didn't learn how to be humble and obedient any more than when they were being taught being enslaved by the Egyptians. If Jesus and Eve's Father, the Son, is displeased with the peoples on earth, all he has to do is withdraw his services, giving us light and giving us photosynthesis, food, and let the earth die. We can't not live for long without the Father, the Son, and his children, Jesus Christ. I am the light of the world, said Jesus Christ, and Eve, Venus, the evening star, and the eradicator of nighttime gloom, the moon, reflection of the sun, his wife. He working all the time, shining bright. She expresses energy entering motion, so it's not just stop and go and stop with her. It's up and down, around and around, changing who she is, 'cause she picks up feelings of all who are not kneeling, cheering. Keeps the son and his son, Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ, who's had his little sister Eve under his wings now, since now she's mature enough to know all kinds of tough stuff. And she's a giver, so she's mainstreaming clues to you. Okay, wow, that's a lot. Okay, yeah, like I said, the son can walk away anytime he's displeased with the earth. So, and he's displeased with the earth when his daughter and son are displeased with the earth. So it behooves the people on the earth to keep Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ, and Eve, Evangeline Einstein's mind happy. So the son will stay happy and continue to give us light and food and life. All right, good night.